2006, when I made that pact with myself to really get out and, start touching lives and sharing my story. First, it started really small, just pretty much going like to area high schools. And it wasn't so much talking about depression, but, different stresses and talking with the kids about situations going on in their home. And then it just grew bigger and bigger where I was like, okay, I think I found my voice, I want to share my story.
Chamique, you said you weren't leaving until one of the basketball players asked a question. Why'd you put him on the spot like that?
Because when I'm around a team, they all have like a bunch of questions, they want to pick your brain, and, coach always had us in the first three. You can't be in the front and listening and being attentive. I'm watching their eyes like they're really into it, so get up and say something. I was that kid, you're shy. How about they have, Burdick?
Sierra Burdick,
they have Sierra send her over questions. Why didn't the other young lady get up there and ask a question? But yeah, it's great. I'm glad they came out and supported.
Why go out and speak about this? You could easily not go out and speak. Why do you choose to do that?
Oh man, I made a pact with God. It's my passion, and I know it's my purpose. I know how it's affected me, it's affected my friends, and it's giving back basically. As an athlete, since I was young, it's just like trying to affect change and make people's lives better. I've done so much community service, so many things, but this is so much stigma. So it's a challenge for me to travel, to share my story, and try to help people, better cope with this, and not be suffering in silence.
What message do you want people to get out of what you speak about and what you say?
Well, there's a lot of different things, but one thing is like you're not in it alone. A lot of times when we go through life challenges, we think we're the only one at that moment going through it, and it just closes us off. When we start speaking about things that we're going through, it's not just depression, it could be relationships, anything. We'll realize there's a whole lot of other people that are going through the same thing. It gives us strength, and it brings us together with others. So that's what I just encourage people to do.
Is this the first day you've spoken about it here at your alma mater, or had you done it in previous years?
I've done it before. I did it last year. It was a smaller scale. I came to some PhD programs, counseling, and was out talking with some of the students and student life department also. But UT really wants to get this message out to the students and just let them know that they have support system here. You don't hear it, but kids have committed suicide here. It's a couple, and it's an issue with a lot of kids coming through that counseling center that are struggling. They can't find balance. So I just wanted to use my platform and just help any way I could. When
you're doing it here with your coach there in the first couple rows, man, how much extra kind of resonance is there? I mean, extra emotion is there involved?
It's a lot, and it's just great because Coach Summit, she's dealing with her own thing, so for her to take the time out to come and support me is really great. I have a lot of respect for her. We have a close relationship. I'm about to go over there and eat now, but it makes it great. Just knowing she's here, she's lived through it with me. She's been there when everybody else thought I was just the word crazy and such a problem. She never turned her back on me, and for that, I just have a lot of respect for her.
Chamique, you mentioned the story where she was trying to get in your apartment.
Yes.
Did she get through, or did you manage to not let her in?
I didn't let her in, and I was actually talking with Sally Jenkins, who did an article for the Washington Post, and when me and Sally was talking, she's like, she remembered that time when Pat called her, and she's like, I know Chamique was in there, and she's not coming to the door. So it's one of those things in life. I went through it, and I'm just glad that I'm able to have some positive come out of it and be able to help people.
Should you take her a box of Fruity Pebbles when you go over to her house right now? She didn't get to have any that day with you.
No Fruity Pebbles.